If you don't want any other plant, because you think you kill every plant, get this. This will not die. Hey y'all, it's Tayshawn, and I'm back with another video. Today we are here with some guests. My plants. So before we get started, I'm going to need you to go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the like button if you like videos like these, and if you would like to see a part 2 with the rest of my plants, just let me know. Today, the plants that I'll be showing you are beginner-friendly house plants that are easy to take care of. I don't want to say 100% that they won't die, but you got a 90% chance with these plants I'm about to show you. We will just go ahead and start with this one. This is a Satin Pothos. All Pothos to me are pretty simple. They don't require a lot of light. They do flourish though when they have more light, but you can put them in lower lighting and they don't require a lot of water, so beware of overwatering with these. I water all of my pothos probably like every 3 weeks or so, and they do just fine. So when I got this one, it was just a little compact little thing, and now it's vining. And yeah, so I'm gonna show you, while I'm talking about pothos, I'm gonna just show you all my pothos. This one is a marble queen. She has a very, very long vine going on over here, but I just love her. She has the specks of like white going on, very full, very thick, and these grow very fast too. That's why I like these, because you see a lot of growth. This one is my golden pothos. This probably is the most common pothos that you can get pretty much anywhere, same as the others. So if you look really, really close, where is it? Right here. You see a new growth right there. That's gonna be a new little leaf right there. And the last of my pothos is this neon. And obviously it's called neon because of the color. Since this one is right here, I'll go ahead and talk about it. This is called a mini Monstera. I don't know how to pronounce the real scientific name. It starts with an R. I'm gonna place it on here somewhere. But I really like this one. It's not the big Monstera deliciosa. They call it a mini Monstera just because it still has the perforation in the leaves. And this is also a vining plant, so once it gets bigger and starts to do its thing, it's gonna start to have vines, and I'm gonna try to make this one trail up, so I'm gonna put a pole or something in it. Also with these, you don't need crazy bright direct light. They still flourish with bright indirect light. I wouldn't do low light with this. I would probably just do like a medium to a indirect bright light. And then I water this one. You can stick your finger in the soil. Same with all the pothos. Stick your finger in the soil, and if the top half is dry, then go ahead and give it a good watering. But it's not a super thirsty plant. I would say I water it maybe once every 2 weeks. And a baby. So I can barely even fit in the frame because it's so big, but hold on. This monster is my aloe vera plant. This thing loves a lot of light, like a lot of light. If I had a balcony, I would just have this outside on the balcony. It just grows so much. Like, this is so big. And then you can see, compared to this, I have this. Same plant, it's just a little baby. Very bright light, and do not over water this plant, please. The trick to watering these is you can actually press the leaves on it and it'll be like firm, not squishy, not soft or soggy, and that'll tell you it's good, it doesn't need water. Their soil needs to be dry. They flourish in dry soil. So these two are my Dracaena plants. This is a lemon lime Dracaena plant, and this is a striped Dracaena. I still got the tag on the pot, sorry guys. Both of these can do very, very well in lower light situations, but they do prefer more light. My plant's smacking me in my face. But as far as watering, this can be dry and it won't. Like, I'll forget to water these things and they're just perfectly fine. So like every 2 to 3 weeks. So these are some smaller plants, and you might be thinking, you already told us about all your pothos plants. Well, this one is a golden pothos that I took some cuttings from my mama's plant and I rooted them and I put it in some soil. So this is that plant. And then this is actually a philodendron. So these get confused a lot, but as you can see from the leaves, this one, the philodendron, has a more pointy leaf and has a more heart shape, and then the pothos is just more like, I don't know, a standard leaf. Now this plant, if you don't want any other plant because you think you kill every plant, get this. This will not die. As long as you don't overwater this, this will not die. It can be in bright light, it can be in dark. You can forget to water this for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. It actually prefers to not be watered too much, kind of like the aloe vera. This is a snake plant, also known as a Sansevieria, also known as a mother-in-law's tongue. So it has a bunch of names, but yeah, if you want to start off and get you a starter plant, this plant and the next plant I'm gonna show you, you ain't gonna kill it. So this is also another plant that you can't kill. This is a ZZ plant. It can last in dang near the dark. It doesn't mind light. Of course, it's a plant. Like, plants like to be in light. So when you see a plant and it says, you know, low light, it's just saying it tolerates low light, but it's not saying that it wants low light. Water it every 3 to 4 months. Sorry, not months. Every 3 to 4 weeks or so. Very low maintenance. This is a cactus. Now you know that cactuses don't like to be watered a lot. You can just sit this in a window that gets a lot of bright light, because you know they're native to the desert. So they want a whole lot of bright light. You can just sit it in the windowsill, let bright light come through, or you can put it on the porch or whatever and just ignore it. Set it and forget it. Don't be watering this. I don't think I've ever watered this yet. And it's been 8 months. I got it the same time I got the other little baby plant. This is a peace lily. If you've done any research at all about plants, you probably have heard that peace lilies are drama queens, and that would be absolutely correct, because you'll see the leaves start to faint and be really droopy when they're thirsty, and they're thirsty all the time. So if you want to get a plant and you feel like you might have a problem with overwatering, or you want to water your plants a lot, get you a peace lily and she will love you. It's the winter right now, so she's not as thirsty as she usually is, but even now in the winter she still needs to be watered like once a week, or she'll have a temper tantrum. This is a ficus. This is my ficus Audrey. I really like her. I really like ficus leaves. I think they're so pretty. I also have a ficus lyrata, also known as a fiddly fig. Those are really common, but today I'm gonna talk about this Audrey. When I first got her and she had to acclimate to being here, the bottom leaves were falling off. Like, there was like 4 or 5 leaves at the bottom that fell off, but that's kind of normal for them when they're first acclimating to where you bring them. The best thing with them is to just leave them alone and let them adjust for a minute. Don't water them, don't repot them, nothing. Just sit them where you want them to be and let them acclimate, and then you can proceed. They like to dry out and be saturated when you water them. So again, I stick my finger in the soil to see if it's dry or not. You can also use like the probes. I have one of those, but I feel like my finger just works better. A lot of sunshine and moist soil. This is another succulent. This is a string of bananas. They like a lot of sunlight. So this sits in the windowsill as well and has direct sunlight beaming on it. So this is another plant that you do not have to be, you know, watering all the time. And it won't like you if you water it all the time either. This is one of the plants that I've tried to rescue. She's still coming on the up and up. But this is a Pilea or Pilea. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but they call it a Chinese money plant. She's suffering a little bit. She got some babies coming in right here and some babies over here. But I found this one at a nursery and I got it for a discount because it was not in the best condition. So I said I'm going to nurse it into a good plant. I give this one bright and direct light and I water it maybe every 2 weeks or so, especially right now in the winter months. So just remember, right now I'm in the winter, so all the watering and everything that I'm saying is based on that. You don't want to water as much during the winter because the soil doesn't dry out and you don't want to drown your plants. And the last plant is this Hoya. I'm trying to take it out of the pot. It's in a nursery pot. So this is a Hoya Compacta Carnosa, I believe. I'll write the correct name on the screen somewhere. But I just love how this looks. And if you look, mine is still a baby. But if you look up these plants, you'll see like how they get big and they drape over. And they're also known as a Hindu rope plant. So I love this plant. It's so pretty. This one gets bright sunlight as well. I sit it in the window and it gets watered about every 2 weeks with majority of the plants. So the only plants that I have to water more often is my peace lily. Yeah, just my peace lily. And then the other ones get watered less. And then the ones that rarely get watered are the snake plant, the aloe, and the succulents. So those they barely get water, okay? Because they don't like it. So thank y'all for watching this video. I know it was a little bit long, but hopefully if you're interested in getting into plants, you'll see how it's not that hard. So let me know if you have any questions, and if you want to see part 2 with the rest of my plant collection, just let me know. Leave me a like. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys. Bye.